Is everything good?
Yep.
Looks good?
I'm on this side of it now.
Yeah, you're on the other side.
I'm a star.
So we've been filming these podcasts now. I mean, between the vlogs and podcasts, it seems like we're getting filmed, constantly here. My voice is getting hoarse on some of these things, but it's fine, and I really enjoy doing them. And today's podcast, number 3, is actually with, the man behind the camera, Thom, and I'm kind of excited about this one because everybody, that watches the vlogs or really anything I'm doing always sees his face around and he's tagged, but we're going to actually find out who Thom is. We're going to ask him some questions and, follow him up. Check out his video page and what he's doing. He's doing some really, not just the Matt Gillen stuff and the brand stamp stuff. He's doing a lot of cool things, and I'm always impressed every time I get to see Mr. Tomer's stuff that he's doing. So
who am I?
It's weird to say welcome, but welcome.
For the first time.
For the first time ever.
Officially on the other side of the camera.
Yeah, usually he's on the other side.
I've made a couple appearances in Matt's vlogs.
And he has his own vlogs too, so make sure you check those out. And I make guest appearances in those vlogs.
So we're gonna have to do. So
wait, we're double vlogging.
Basically, the deal with this one was that if he got me on his, I have to get him on mine.
Yeah. So we actually, behind these cameras, there's Mr. Seth, who's filming for both of our vlogs now. So there's 3 cameras, 2 of which it's a whole thing. You know what? We'll just watch the behind the scenes and you'll see everything.
So basically, I've been making videos since I was 10 years old. I'm 19 now, so 9 years. Got my first camera when I was 10 years old from my uncle for Christmas. Made videos growing up, made YouTube channel at 10 years old, made YouTube videos all the way up until 19 years old now, and I still make them, just on a different channel now. I experimented with starting my own businesses as a kid, my own little garage startups and basement startups and stuff like that. So I remember when Candy Co was huge, I made a clothing line with Seth behind the camera called West King when we were in grade 7, and the idea was to make it bigger than Candy Co.
So let's stop you there. What year was this when you guys were in grade 7?
Yeah, what year was that? Was that 2012, 13? Yeah.
2013.
Yeah. So we started West King. It failed. We bought a little one-color screen printing press in my garage, screen printed T-shirts. Then in grade 8, we wanted to start it up again. So we made it Revolution Kings.
Holy.
That failed.
What a revolution.
Right? Just change one name and you're all of a sudden a star. Then that failed, and then I kind of stopped that for a little while. Kept making YouTube videos, filmmaking and videos, and all that was always my number one passion growing up. But there was the business side of me too that just wanted to work for myself, and I had jobs since I was 13 or 14 years old. I've worked a part-time job and a full-time job. So then, trying to think, I'm losing track. Then I started a screen printing business out of my garage with the same screen printing press, and I actually did really well at that for 15 or 16 years old. I was making, good money, enough at that age to the point where I could buy my own
Pokemon cards,
whatever, buy my own luxuries at that age if I wanted to. And so I literally was just well, I have this screen printing press, so I might as well use it. I haven't made any money back from it. It was $200. So I made all the money back in that, and then just got so busy with high school that I just kind of forgot about it, and it just kind of, not that it failed, I just kind of stopped working at it. And then when I was 16 years old, I guess made True Athletics, which is my clothing line now, which is still going. And then Tomcat Visuals when I was in high school too, which is still a thing now. It's it's part of Brand Stamp now. It's basically then I met Matt in September, and a business meeting about True Athletics turned into a job interview. And
it's a really funny story, actually.
Yeah.
Erica and me were texting it during this meeting. Yeah. Erica's a Brand Stamp's graphic designer, and he walks in and he's talking about clothes and and I feel In meetings, I usually have my phone off to the side, but this time I kept it in front of me, and all I got was the emoji with the hearts in the eyes, 3 of them. And I was like, okay. And I was like, what should we do? And she's like, we need him. And we were like, okay. So I 180'd that meeting, 100% into, and then I asked Adam, what did he sell in high school? And I already knew the answer.
Yeah. So in high school, well, you asked me what I sold in elementary school.
Or in elementary school.
Yeah, in elementary school, I
yeah,
sold
it was elementary
duct
school.
tape
That's right.
wallets,
Duct
and
tape wallets.
that was like the creative side of me, and the business side of me was like, well, be creative and make money. So I got duct tape, I made wallets out of duct tape, sold them for like $5 to kids in elementary school, and like Seth remembers, like he's behind the camera right now, but he remembers when I did it. I don't know if you still have it. I made him one for free for Christmas once.
Oh,
Yeah.
free.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Anyways,
watch those freebies.
yeah, gotta watch the budget, right?
Yeah, I mean $5.
Guy, you got cost. and you
Jeez,
got
what's your
expenses.
cost into that?
Well, I went to Canadian Tire and bought the duct tape.
Yeah,
so,
but what was your hours into it?
oh, I don't know. You probably spend about half an hour on a wallet. So.
So materials, time.
Yeah, but when the time didn't even matter back then.
I want
so,
somebody to comment with how much he should charge for these wallets.
Yeah. So, anyways, that was what I sold, and yeah, it turned from a business meeting right into more of a job interview. And I told him, he was like, well, what else do you do? And I was like, well, I'm a filmmaker and a videographer, and I got this company called Tomcat Visuals. And he's like, well, do you know what we do here? And I was like, well, kind of, not really. I thought it was just a clothing line. I thought it was just Candy Co. I didn't know it was brand stamp. So turned into that, and I literally pretty much accepted it on the spot. But I just didn't tell Matt that I was going to accept it on the spot.
Yeah, I got a phone call the next day in a very important meeting.
Yeah.
But
So then I just said yes, and been here ever since. And Tomcat Visuals is now basically the same thing. It's part of Brand Stamp. It's just, yeah, now just doing vlogs for Matt and doing corporate videos full time.
some other stuff.
Yeah, doing full time what I love, basically working on short films and working more in the film industry now, like the actual film industry, not just the corporate video world. So sometimes I'm not here for 4 days at a time because I'll be somewhere else. But yeah, just now working full time at what I love. So it's pretty crazy. Your life flips around within, well, basically one meeting.
One meeting and
Yeah.
unsure of what was going to go down.
Yeah,
We
you don't-
didn't know
you just-
what you were. I didn't know who the hell you were. I didn't know what was.
Yeah, no,
You just take a chance and.
You literally, it was just a good opportunity. Didn't know if I'd even make any money, and now I'm making really good money, and
You do what
I
you
don't know.
love.
I knew it was well, I want to do this full time, so why don't I just say yes now? And I was in school at the time too, university, and was taking marketing and new media, and hated it. So ended up dropping out halfway through my first semester. And remember, dropout. I'm proud of it.
Yeah,
I'm so
you're
proud of
killing
it.
You're
I'm
killing
proud
it.
of
You're
it.
doing great.
Would never have
Great
changed
stuff.
anything about it, because I told Matt, I was like, I'm dropping out, and he was like, okay, doesn't matter to me,
Yeah.
whatever. So
I don't look at resumes. Like Keegan, who we might
Yeah.
get to do one of these, I'm not sure. Keegan, who helps Adam
Yeah.
with a lot of the projects now. I think we just looked at his
Well,
resume
he-
a
he,
couple days ago, and he's been here for months.
Yeah.
The resumes are not important to Brand Stamp, and even when Adam's looking for people to help him out, he's not looking at him either. I think we're both in the same aspect of, I believe in that handshake. When you first give somebody a handshake, you know a lot about them. And I give everybody, and Adam's included in that, and Mr. Seth and Erica, when we were doing the podcast before, 100% of my trust until you don't, and there's nothing in between.
Yeah.
They got keys to the office, they know the sign-ins to my computers, they can do whatever the hell they want, but one slip up or one whatever and you're done. And I think you kind of fall into that kind of aspect too, with
Oh yeah,
having Keegan help
Keegan's
you out.
in high school, but I've known him. I've played hockey with him from a young age, so I've known him for a really long time. And he was into video around probably the same time I was. But he's more into the editing side and the post-production side, which is awesome because you always need people like that. But I don't know. I remember I've seen his work, and if your work in my industry, it's a little different than the marketing and the merchandise and stuff, but in like the creative industry, if you're good enough at something, you'll win.
Yeah.
Like if you're good at something, you'll do well. And Keegan's really, really good at what he does. So it's yeah, I didn't know. I remember he texted me and was like, hey, like I need some advice on videos and what I should do for school. And I remember replying to him saying, well, I dropped out of school.
Yeah. And then he came to the office.
I said, come to the office, and I got him to come to the office because I knew Matt would be here with me.
Yeah.
And it was like 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, we always work late, by the way. I think 2 days, yesterday?
I was here till
1?
And the night before.
The night before we were here till 4
in the morning.
4 in the morning, yeah.
And then, well, that's the hustle part of it, though.
I slept on the couch 2 days ago. I think you had a nap on the couch. Eric has naps on the couch. I mean, we just, when you're pulling those kind of hours, I mean, you just got to get some rest, and then you do it, and then you get back at it. Because, I mean, as Brand Stamp, and I'll plug Brand Stamp here, just so people are aware kind of the numbers that we're kind of doing. I mean, Adam's doing, tens of 20s of 30s of whatever amount of videos a week or whatever, and that's including the vlogs and small content and his own stuff.
Yeah, and that's
he's
like
filming his vlogs, my vlogs, the podcast now, customer work, video, like actual production. He's working on short films. He's answering text messages, answering phone calls, and with Brand Stamp, I mean, we have 400 plus customers. Yeah. We have 9 staff. I mean, there's stuff going on, and we've even, and I said it in the last one, and I'll say it in this one, we're looking at getting a new office so that, Erica and Adam, as the design perspective of the company, have their own area to kind of do things, and they have their own, they can set up their stuff and leave it, and green screens and da-da-da-da-da. But Adam can talk more about that. But since September when he kind of started with us, I mean, it's been changed. And one thing that I owe a lot to Adam about, and I'm going to clout him a little bit here, is my personal brand and my personal vlog is this fucking Skippy's idea. And it's been working, and I enjoy it, and it's fun, and we're, as a company, and him and me, we're both seeing responses from that, and they're positive. I mean, yeah, you get the negatives, but I like the negatives.
I love the negatives.
I love the Kardashian comment. That was great.
I like the negative comments so much more than the positive comments, because you're just like, that. I just know that when people say something negative to you, it's like, well, I just kind of feel sorry for them. It's just they're insecure about something about themselves. And they take time
out of your day to talk about you. Like I don't have time to talk about.
You know what? Like, just focus on yourself. Like, the more you worry about someone else, like, the less you're focusing on yourself
and your own brand.
So we're here till 4 a.m, literally working the whole time. Yeah. Like, we take 5 minutes to like
talk about ideas.
It's
not like we don't like play foosball or something. Oh.
That would be a good idea.
We should get a table in that. Well, I mean, where we're filming is actually, you know what? Where we're filming is actually somewhere the new place. So we'll have, we could do food. We could even do pool. We could do pool. Sass, like,
we'll do a new office tour.
We'll do a new office tour.
We're gonna get metal signs and
metal signs.
Oh, that's like that's like.
But that's something that we have there's Erica and me, which are the old generation, and then there's like the new generation, which is like the Adam and the Kenzie and then there's I guess Adam was kind of there, and then we call it there's the Degrassi. You guys know that show, Degrassi, the new generation. That would be like the Kenzie, the Keegan, the Seth, the Josh, the somebody else, and the somebody else that I can't name yet. But I mean.
Yeah, no, it's like, for me, like I get it a lot from, like, I don't get as much hate as you. That's just I just don't, but I do get them. Like, I got one guy.
Give it 10 years.
One guy commented on my last Instagram post, and he was like, me watching this makes me wish I was dead sooner, or something like that. And I was like,
you should have go at him and be like, yeah me too.
I just like this comment. That's
and you leave it. I leave mine.
It's not worth it, but
like the Kardashian one, I talk about in every single thing I do, and that's because, and you'll get them.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, because I found it so funny that somebody took the time to say that. Like,
I think
who cares?
For me, it's because I've been doing it for so long that people have just gotten used to me doing it. Like, when I first started, I was 13 years old, and I remember I was
You're in that world.
I was like the YouTube nerd, and
I'm a YouTuber.
Well, I got it all the time on my hockey team. Is always give me a hard time. Oh, you're this YouTube guy, and like YouTube wasn't.
What year was this?
like 2010, 11. Like,
Oh, yeah.
YouTube was not a thing.
There
back
wasn't even
then.
ads then, was
Oh
there?
no. Well, I don't know if maybe they were dabbling into it,
Yeah.
but like at that point, I was literally like, I was like, oh, I can make a YouTube channel. I can make shows, and I recorded such bad stuff, and I just put it on there.
Guys, go check it out.
It's not even there anymore.
Oh.
It's but like now, I think people are just used to it because I'll go out like once in a while with Seth, and we'll go. You know, I still like, I'm young. I still have a good time like everybody. It just I work a lot more than most people, but I don't complain about it because I love doing it.
But you have a fucking smile on your face every
Yeah.
time you're doing it, and you enjoy what you're doing, and you know, you're doing some things that I mean, I'll be honest, I wasn't doing like what you're doing at 19. I mean, I painted a T-shirt and thought it was cool, and I had little kids wanting to beat me.
That was
I want to beat those Candy Cool guys.
those Candy Cool guys.
Those Candy Cool guys. But you know, over some of these podcasts, we've been talking about certain areas, and you know, last one was about entrepreneurship. I don't think I want to bring that up with you, but what I do want to bring up with you is the idea of getting something, and this might not be the right lingo. Mm-hmm. How do you make your whatever look good? Because I mean, you taken some things like my ugly mug and made it look decent. Like what you do with everything makes it look good, and the angles and all that kind of stuff.
Well,
from a creative perspective.
I think it's just a creative eye. Like I don't know how to really teach it. I think if anybody, like I'm taking it that some people watching and listening are in the creative industry like me. So whether you're a filmmaker or a video creator, because they are two different things. Like that's something I just want to make clear. And I was confused about it for a long time when I was younger. But the film industry and the corporate video industry are completely different industries. So whether you're in one of the two, you know, or you're a graphic designer. I played with graphic design as a kid, and you know, whatever, web design, whether you have a creative eye, you just kind of learn it, like you have it at a young age. I did, and then it just got better as I started making more stuff. So you just make shit for however long until you start making less shit, right? Like, so you make more shit, and then the ratio starts to change.
The amount of content?
From more shit to less good stuff, and the ratio will change to more good stuff to less shit over time. But like, Erica understands this, and anybody in the creative industry understands it. Like you're never happy with anything you make because it could always be better. Like you can make a really good video one day and you're proud of it, but you're like, it could be better. And then the next video is better, so you're never happy with anything. Like I think I've made some cool stuff, but it can always be better.
You said this the other night. The 10-year Candy Co video.
I look back on the 10-year Candy Co video,
and you wanted to change some stuff. That was the biggest project that you've worked on yet, I think.
At that point, it was the biggest project I've worked on yet.
32 minutes long. It's a long thing.
Like I shot and edited the whole thing, and it was fun. But I look at it now, and it's just because I've learned new things since then. So in the creative world, or in any, I don't care if it's the creative world or anything like that, anything you do, you can always learn something more. So never get comfortable anywhere, because the moment you get comfortable, the less you're growing, right? So.
And somebody can come in right below you and
yeah, but like, I guess to make something look, I don't know, to make something look good, like it's subjective, right?
Is that something I don't understand?
Look, I get clients who don't like stuff I've made for them the first time, but then we go back and do a revision, and then they're happy because I go with it their way.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's something you sacrifice in the corporate creative when you're in the business world as a creative, sacrificing your subjective, quality on things, because the client at the end of the day, you just got to give them what they want.
Yeah, and they got to be happy, and that's
so, like, but other than that, I don't know how to teach it as a creative or how to make something look good. I don't know. You just do it because you love it, and then you start getting better and better and better at it. Like I remember when I was filming on my first camera, it was a little pocket camera, and I thought some of the stuff I was making then was like the best thing I've ever seen. Now I look back on it and it's dog shit. Like it's horrible, but like it's funny to look back on it. It's funny to look back on that stuff and I'm glad I have it still, because now I can compare it to where I am now. Like I said it on Cat Panic Show. Plug.
She's actually going to be on a next podcast, so
yeah.
Watch for that. Plug.
Yeah, so I said it on that one, like, same thing. So, but yeah, you just got to not care what other people think of your stuff either, which is the hardest thing to do too. But I remember telling you that, like, I think the whole vlog thing is such a misconception around, especially Matt's vlogs or anybody who's doing vlogs, like
Actually,
even
I think
me.
this would be a good time to explain.
Yeah, and this is like, I'm just gonna make this publicized for whatever, like, because people have asked, and we're not doing a vlog. The point of a vlog is to be able to look back one day on where you were and where you are now. That's the point of a vlog. It's not to get more business. It's not to get more clients.
It's to get friends.
It's not to get friends. It's for our own good to look back one day and look on it. And if they're entertaining, from a filmmaker's point of view, a producer's point of view, if it's entertaining, you can create a community around it. You can create a show around it. So it's really for nothing more than Matt has built 2 companies. Candyco specifically was one of the biggest things when I was a kid. He's got a resume to back up what he's saying in terms of business. I don't care what anyone else says. He does. Like,
Pilot, director, paint.
That's his resume now.
Painter. I don't know. Is that a word?
Another thing, the reason people hate on him sometimes is because they're not where he is. They wish they were where he is, but at the end of the day, who cares where he is? Just worry about yourself. Like, that's literally you.
And I'm not worried about where
yourself.
I want to be yet. People younger or whatever might say, "Oh, he's doing well" or whatever. I'm not. I want to be like 10 flights of stairs above where I am right now. And I mean,
this is coming from. I haven't known Matt for as long as some people. I hear it all the time. Oh, you haven't known Matt but I don't care. I get good vibes around things. When something feels like a good idea, I'm going to do it. Everything he's told me up to point has been the truth. He's never lied to me. I've never lied to him. It's
and
just
when
an
I say
open
something, it
relationship.
happens.
When he says something, it happens. So it's not bullshit. And like, it's just, I find it really, really funny when people talk down even on me or him or anybody. It's great because you know that it's just, they're not worrying about themselves. They're worrying about what everyone else is doing.
Well, we're doing, and it's. I don't
so
really
much.
look at it.
All of us have so much fun at work every day at the office. I don't even call it work because it's not. Like,
our
it is
team
work.
is like, it's a team, it's a family,
Yeah.
and for the negative stuff, we literally, like, I don't find out about them until maybe like days or weeks. Like, I don't. It's not like when it comes up, we're like, oh, we got to analyze this. It's like you hear it and you're like, okay, sweet. So, said lady says, "What do you think? You're some kind of Kardashian?" And I'm okay.
And another
whatever.
thing, people only see 10% of what we do in a week.
Yeah.
It's
the
crazy,
cameras
man.
aren't going all day. I mean, they're not following me into the John. But I mean, they're filming only about 10% of what actually happens. So, I've had some customers and even people, probably some of your friends, have been like, "Wow, you guys are busy," but you guys only see like a snippet of it.
No, we're crazy busy. Like,
we're in and out. We're in meetings and we're going for lunch. But when we're going for lunch, we're having meetings within that, or we're meeting with those people. So when we go to lunches at said places, Company X, Company XX, Stoketown,
whatever, watch the vlogs.
Watch them. You'll see them. We're actually meeting with those customers too, and we just got to get some grub. I mean, besides me, everybody here, I guess, eats lunch. Yeah, I don't, but
I just get mad at Matt for not eating
because
lunch
I don't need
important.
lunch. I just need a Diet Pepsi or two, and I'm set. But these guys need to eat. They get like the shakes.
Yeah. I literally get. I got
the
the
ice cap
shakes. So. Yeah, I guess to answer the original question was just, I don't know how to teach it really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think there's 2 people sitting here that, I mean, I get a lot of hate.
I get
a little bit of hate.
A little bit.
But when you get 10 years, you'll get the hate will come. I think it's kind of funny, and it took me, and I've said this 100 trillion times if ever anybody's watching all my vlogs and stuff, and the 10-year documentary, which will be on Shaw, plug. It used to bother me a lot, and it might bother you a little bit, but then you get to the point where you're just like, whatever, like, and you see the people doing it and stuff like that, and there's one incident of somebody that made fun of me really, really bad in high school, very bad, and I go to his work for lunch many times a week because I don't cook. unfortunately. I should learn how to cook. If anybody
should
watching
learn
wants
how
to
to
teach me how to cook, I'm free never. So,
I'll produce a show around it.
I go there not because I want to, talk about what I'm doing and stuff, but because I want him to see kind of the idea of it and be ultra nice to the guy. And now we talk and stuff like that. But man, in high school, this guy was an asshole. Like, you're never going to do anything that's the ugliest thing ever, commenting and da-da-da-da-da. And, oh, God, it was just so bad. And now you see him now. And, I mean, I go to said restaurant, to say hi and check in and get my food. But I also do it because I want him to, I don't know how to say this. I don't want him to, apologize, but, you never know what's going to happen with people that you're kind of hanging out with or that you're making fun of. I mean, I'll use Nickelback for instance. I'm not saying I'm anything big, but I'm, Nickelback, everybody hates on Nickelback, but then, they're still selling 30 million records a year. He's walking into his Lambo and driving away. He doesn't care. Yeah. They're the most hated band of all time, but that's why I guess the ending of that would be, that's why you'll always get the flack, and you get it, I get it, the vlogs get it. People say, why are you guys doing them? I'm sure you get it with your vlogs. But then out of those 10%, we also get, hey, love what you said. Hey, Adam, I need you to make a video for my business because I saw your vlog. That kind of stuff happens. And that's the reason. That's one of the reasons that I think you continue doing them, and because it gives you a different perspective on what you're doing. Yeah. But it shows people what we're doing. It shows people what you do. Yeah, it shows that back end view of what you're kind of doing. So,
on my vlogs, for sure, I shoot all the behind the scenes of almost every shoot I do. I try. It's hard when I'm the only guy on set, or now I guess I got Keegan, who helps on set with me now, which is awesome. But you'll always get the haters. The haters, and I don't know. You don't really know what to say to them because
Well, I think you'll get the haters, and then at that time it seems like a big deal. Like my buddy that works at Company X, but now when I see him, it's like, hey, how's it going? He always checks in. He has personally said, love what you're doing with the. Well, he doesn't call them the vlogs, but what you're doing with your stuff, and that's kind of cool because, said guy 10 years ago was bugging me and making fun of you, and now, I mean, I'm sure he's not a fan of me, which is fine, and. You guys don't have to be fans of me. Half the time I'm not a fan of myself. But I think he understands that, hey, Matt, I think what interests him, and I'm not saying that he likes what I'm doing, but I think it interests him that I make a living from something that I created in high school. And that's why I think he asked, hey, so how is things going? And I wanted to clarify something because I think I'm gonna backtrack on this, and then we'll get back to Adam. I don't go there to flaunt anything. I go there because it's if you can get those kind of things from somebody who actually hated on you, they're real, they're genuine, I think. And your friends are always going to say, and you'll get it. Yeah. You get it with your friends. I mean, oh, that's the sickest video I've ever seen. I love what you're doing. The person that disliked you the most in high school messages you. That's when you're like, okay, maybe that is kind of cool because it's a different perspective. And once you were out of high school, you saw it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But that's, I just wanted to say that with that. And I don't, I mean, we're not friends, but I mean, we do check in on each other, and it interests me that I like that he's like, hey, so what's going on? Or I like what you're doing with that, and da-da-da-da-da. So I guess, so we talked a little bit about how you started, and now people probably actually have the idea of, your back story and what's going on. So I'm gonna this one's a little bit different than normal because I know some of this stuff, but the people watching probably do, but what I want to ask you is, what do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Because you're also quite young, you're 19, right? So to me, 5 years to you is a world. Yeah. We live in 5 years all the time with customers and stuff in my world, and I know you do too, but 5 years from now you're 24.
I know. I don't know.
Your insurance goes down, I think, at 25.
That'd be nice. I don't know how much my insurance is.
I don't know how much mine is.
I'm still learning some things, but I thought, to put it this way, I thought in September I was going to be where I am right now in 5 years after I was in university. So I've surpassed that more than I would have ever expected, and so I hope that I can just keep going down that road. You know what? And it's not even about getting there too quick. It's like I just go day by day, and I take every day at a time, and just do as much as I can in a day. I create as much content in a day as I can because I love it. It's literally like, I think I'm lucky to be able to say that my escape from whatever, from whatever the day to day.
The escape is real.
Well, everybody's got an escape, but what I do for my living is my escape too, which is just
You enjoy what you do.
Goes.
It's not work.
It's not work. It's never work.
It's a hobby that you get paid for.
Basically, it's like it's a hobby I get
good.
paid for. Someone told me once, never turn my hobby into my job, and I laughed, and because it's just not true. Because your hobby is more often than not like your
escape.
your escape and your biggest passion. So, like, I don't know. Like, I have goals, and like live long-term goals. I think in 10-year goals. I don't think in. I have like my, the small things I need to do to get there, day to day. But then I have my big goal, 10 years down the road, which I've told, I tell the closest people to me, like what that is, and including you, and
Yeah.
and that's essentially to build the biggest, production company there is in a modern sense. That's just basically to sum it up. Now, there's obviously other avenues within that you want to get into and take and always experience new things and grow. So, I've said it to you personally, and I'll say it here, is like, I'll always be with Brand Stamp, and that's never going to change. It's like a home now. It's a long term. It's where
Right on camera, right?
I'm going to live here. This is my life. Like, there's no
Set
reason.
up a cot over in the...
I got people asking me when I took the job, like, why did you take that job if you wanted to build your own production company? And my honest answer was, because you're stronger as a team of people than on your own. And in 2018, where the market of production companies and marketing and video companies is so saturated, it's so tough to do it just by yourself, and you won't do it just by yourself. Or you could, but it's like, here's the thing. There's everybody and anybody now is trying to make a marketing company. Tomcat Visuals isn't a marketing company, it's a production company. So it's a little different, but with a production company that's in the marketing world, it's like it's two avenues. And I'm getting into some specifics now, but to sum it up, to build one of the biggest production companies. I don't know where I'm going to be. I assume it'd be nice, maybe I'm working on feature films at that point. Who knows? Like, that could very well be the case, and it could very well not be the case. And, but regardless of any of that, like I said, Tomcat Visuals, my company, is always going to be a part of Brand Stamp, and it's like,
One thing that I think that you've said, and I was hoping you would say it actually, is, and if anybody actually knows me, and if I get the lingo wrong here, I'm sorry. Don't light me up here. I'm not a sports guy, so the Stanley Cup, Grey Cup, the Super Bowl, all those kind of things. Those teams didn't get there by one player. They got there as a team. So at the end goal of us becoming one of the biggest marketing agencies that we can be, and production is part of that, it takes a whole team. There isn't one person in our office that is more important or least important.
Right.
It doesn't matter if you're there for 4 hours. It doesn't matter if you're there till 4 a.m. Everybody has their part. Everybody has their piece. It takes all the legs walking in the same direction to make this thing happen, and that's what you have to have. There isn't one person that's more important. It's the team that's going to get us there. And we're expanding the team all the time, and you being part of the Brand Stamp team is going to make that happen, and we're going to do everything in the team's power to do that.
To do it, so just sum up that question, I don't know where I'm going to be, but hopefully doing this still. Feel like I'm, the reason I never complain any day, or the reason I always come to work with a smile, is because I have no reason to complain.
He beats me to work
I do.
all the time. He beat everybody.
I literally
He snaps in the morning and he's already at work, and I'm like,
I honestly can't wait to get out of bed in the morning, and I hate going to bed. Like, I hate leaving here. Not that I hate going home. I love going home.
Us a bed for the corner over there.
Not that I hate going home, because I love going home and seeing my mom and everything. But I just,
It's family here too, and
it's like I said the other day. I said this place is like a second home. So it feels like home. Like,
one thing that I think you'll agree with too, and I've said this too, and we're gonna wrap this thing up after this, is my house is my house.
Yeah.
I have a house, and that's my house. The office is my home.
Yeah.
You walk into my house, it's like, it's not a home. There's like some couches, and
It's like the most cliches like show home you could ever imagine. You walk in and like the toaster has never been touched, and it's like perfectly placed by the designer still.
Yeah.
And then you go and like nudge it, and Matt like knows, because there's like that mark.
yeah, there's the cleaning lady leaves the dust line,
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, it's a house, not a home.
but the office is a home.
The office is home. I spend more time here than anywhere else.
Oh yeah, for sure. So we're gonna wrap this up now. Thank you for continuing to watch. We will be posting this video and on Anchor and stuff like that. So I appreciate Adam coming in and doing this, and hopefully you guys learned something about Adam. Make sure you follow Adam at Adam Thom, his name, and Tomcat Visuals, and check out True Athletics, not False Athletics, True Athletics. It's really, really cool stuff. I personally own one of the shirts. It's one of my favorite shirts. Check out all that kind of stuff. I don't have any of the sweats, so if somebody gets some sweats, let me know. And check them out, and make sure you like and subscribe his page and mine also. And I guess it's back to work.
It's back to work.
Back to work.
What time is it?
Oh, it's like 9.
9. Yeah. Well,
What time is it? I think it's 9 or 10. 9:21.
21. Okay.
Back to work.
Back to work.